I think it's important to preface this video by stating that if you haven't already seen my last video covering Overwatch 2, you should check it out before continuing. I will leave a link right here in the description, so be sure to click on it. Now with that being said, some folks in the comments of my last video had some pretty strong opinions about my words, and while some agreed with me, there were others who did not, and really disagreed with me. So this video is going to highlight some comments I think really stood out, and then I will address them to the best of my ability. Starting with one of my favorites. You played a game that you haven't touched for half a decade, and you don't like the fact it is not the same game anymore, and people actually follow the meta to rank up. Those are your arguments? If you don't like it, don't play it. All these YouTubers with less than 100 subs act like they need to express their opinion, even though most of you haven't actively played the game, and the mere fact you like Apex but don't allow Overwatch to adapt some of its features makes you sound hypocritical, which makes your whole argumentation invalid in my opinion. Okay, so right off the bat, what kind of got me upset about this comment was that having less than 100 subs does not make my opinion any less valid. And I think that it's really important to preface that reply by stating that I, of course, know that I'm a small YouTuber, and I only made that first video because I felt like I had something to say that I wanted to express. It was not about farming views. It was not about even farming subs, although that last video did end up performing very well, and I did gain an extra 20% of subscribers to my base, which if you haven't already subscribed and seen my other videos, feel free to do so. But the fact that I have less than 100 subs is more of a symbol of my channel's maturity than it is the validity of my opinions. However, I think this comment does make a lot of good points. And the reason I say that is because it's true. I hadn't touched the game for half a decade and didn't like what I saw anymore. Now, was I upset that there was a new meta or that there was a quote-unquote right way to play the game? Not so much. I think that what tipped me off about the game was I couldn't play in the same fashion that I could before because of the changes made to quick play, which was that I couldn't spawn meme teams. I couldn't just roll with any hero and not feel like I was ruining someone else's chances of getting a win to rank up. And I think that's what was important to me, is that I could just play Overwatch 1 to have fun instead of to feel like I needed to play a certain role in a certain capacity, because if not, I was going to ruin somebody else's day and they were going to flame me in the chat of the game. Now, I think that Overwatch 2 today, and the whole purpose of role queue, is to gear folks up for ranked, which in some cases it's okay, but in other cases we're not playing this game, or we shouldn't be playing this game, in order to earn new heroes. So the difference between a win and a loss shouldn't be that grand, and instead it is, and it literally prevents folks from getting new heroes like Kiriko because they're locked behind 55 tiers of the battle pass. So there are places to play a game competitively, and I think that that's valid. And when I play Apex Legends, I tend to take it seriously. However, what I enjoyed about Overwatch 2 was the same thing I enjoyed about Team Fortress 2, which is that I didn't have to take the gameplay super seriously and didn't feel like I was ruining my team's day just because we got a loss. Instead, I felt like we were all having a good time playing something new and fresh together. So I hope that that addresses that comment, and I do think he made great points about my lack of experience with the game and the fact that I really haven't jumped into Overwatch 2 at all to be able to see if I would enjoy it in the first place. Moving on to the next comment. If they take heroes out of the paywall or extreme grinding and just have them free, then I'd play it more, it being Overwatch 2. Overwatch 1 has a magic to it that Overwatch 2 accidentally ripped it out without knowing they did. And I think this commenter is touching on exactly what I like so much about Overwatch 1, which was that hero experimentation was not locked behind how long you grinded for. You could log in and wait a whole month because you were busy with life or with other games, and you could log in a whole month later and be able to experience the magic of these new heroes that they put in. Moira, hamster guy, I can't remember his name, I just know he's the hamster guy, he's hammy, alright? And you could play as them, or Sombra even. Remember how excited everybody was about the hacking event of Sombra and the community event that they put together to hype up her release? You can't really have that with Overwatch 2 because people are going to have to grind out level after level of this battle pass just to be able to get her. So, what I really like about this comment is that it touches on exactly the kind of experimentation and core fun component of Overwatch 1 that I think that looking at folks' reactions to Overwatch 2, I'm seeing that there's a surprising lack of that experimentation because you're forced into these role queues, because you need to pick a main that you get really good at so you can rank up the battle pass and unlock the new hero. And that is not something I do with Apex. Okay, moving on to the next comment. Anyone remember when this game used to be fun and not just an asset for corporations? Yes. Yes, I do. And that's the end of my reaction to that comment. Thank you. Y'all are such crybabies. Laughing face, crying face. They add a shop and make the meta better, and y'all act like they made Apex 2. Okay. So I do like Apex Legends. However, Overwatch was never meant to be Apex Legends. And I think that the focus on the professional play and the meta that came out of ranked play and putting that into quick play is what has led to this negative reaction from fans. I think that there was an aspect of fun to be had by just running around as different meme teams and seeing what combination worked instead of feeling like I had to play a certain role to be able to enjoy this game. And now for the last comment. One thing is, in Apex Legends, the characters are not the core part of the gameplay as in Overwatch. Sure, it does help a little, but it's more of a convenience kind of thing. More than the Legends, your gunplay, game sense, movement, how mechanically skilled you are, matters more than the Legend themselves. Sure, their abilities provide some kind of convenience, but that's all which itself sets it apart from this game. I mean, Apex is a generic FPS shooter game at its core, which Overwatch is not. And I'm new to Overwatch. I'm main Apex, and I agree with everything you said, but comparing Overwatch to Apex rubbed me the wrong way, I guess, if you don't mind me typing that. Other than that, I do agree with you on almost every statement you made, as I seen that myself when I tried the game. Plus, I hate that you don't get your coins back through Battle Pass rewards. Overall, a good content, I'd say. Okay, so what I think this commenter was trying to state is that my comparison between Overwatch and Apex was not entirely one-to-one, and that's true. And I think that's one of the things I like about Apex more is that even though you have to unlock new legends in Apex, they're not necessarily locking your ability to play well. There's a lot of folks who play Lifeline and all the vanilla heroes that you get, or the legends that you get at the beginning of Apex Legends if you play for free, and you don't feel like you're at a disadvantage because Lifeline's abilities can still be used to your advantage. Same with Bloodhound, same with all the other first season Apex Legends. Meanwhile, new ones like Vantage and Newcastle, they bring something unique to the game, but you can still have fun without having those heroes unlocked. For example, I don't have Newcastle unlocked, I don't have Ashe unlocked, and I don't have Vantage unlocked. And I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I don't play as those characters. Instead, I get to play around with other ones that, I feel like are fun, and I can still experiment in Apex Legends. Plus, I don't feel like the progression is such a huge grind that unlocking Legends takes a significant amount of time. What I've seen from Overwatch's Battle Pass is that you have to get to level 55 just to get Kiriko, and who knows how long it's going to take to get the other Legends that come out in the future. Plus, in Apex Legends, I can get these loot boxes that unlock new and rare skins and even heirlooms for me, which I found that you have to buy skins using coins or directly in the shop, and that's the only way to receive them in Overwatch 2. So those were my reactions to those select comments, and I know there was a lot of other comments on the video, but in light of keeping this video under 20 minutes or even under half an hour, I just wanted to highlight those top 5 that I think showcased how folks agreed with me, how real fans are feeling, as well as my reactions to folks who disagreed with me and thought that my opinion was invalid. Now, this isn't meant to call out anybody in these comments, and it's certainly not meant to encourage you to reply to them or to bully them in any sort of way. I think that a lot of you might agree with folks who disagreed with me, and you might disagree with folks who agreed with me, and that's perfectly fine. That's why I have a comment section in the first place, and I want you to tell me your opinion. I've tried replying to every single comment in this thread, and if y'all go back to that video or even comment on this video, I'm happy to continue the discussion. Regardless, I'm just happy that you've watched till the end, and thank you all so much. This is Upalsoft signing off, and I hope you have a great day. See y'all.